From Edco Field, Junior Seau Sports Complex, this is Langevin Productions, the San Diego County Soccer League Championship match of the, start all over again. It's a Kennedy Cup, Okay. 1, 2, 3. This is Langevin Productions from Edco Field. This is the Kennedy Cup Championship match. Hello again, everybody. I'm Greg G.K. Porter for Langevin Productions. This match will feature FC Portugal versus Nomads Premier. Let's get the lineup first for FC Portugal. Their keeper will be Paul Macedo. Number 2 will be Dane Cardell. Number 5 is Zach Kingsley. Number 7 is Justin Gaffa. Number 10 is Cisco Contreras. Number 11 is Victor Axelson. Number 12 is Sterling Marcus. Number 13 is Elliot Sabitz. Number 9 is Billy Sardina. Number 14 is Jose Garcia. Number 16 is Dave Dawson. Number 17 is Craig Tello. 18 is Pedro Contreras. Number 19 is Jonathan Zardia. Number 20 is Joey Silva. And number 77 is Kevin Soares. And a team manager is Joey Silva. Let's get the lineup for the Nomads Premier. Their keeper is Jose Luna. Number 3 will be Ben Antil. Number 5 is Garrett Bartolotta, and he's also the team manager. Number 2 is Ryan Corres. Number 7 is Matthew Arriba. Number 15 is Scott Martin. 13 is Matt McCausland. Number 12 is David Smith. 14 is Shane Walton. 16 is Ryan Pinton. 11 is Diego Roviera. Number 17 is Brian Godfrey. 20 is Oleg Shaligan. And number 10 is Nick Magnuson. We'll be back with the starting of this match from Edco Field on the Junior Seau Sports Complex in just a moment. We're about ready to shift colors here at Edco Field in the shadow of Parker Middle School. A field that is more like the high school field, but they're going to play 45 minutes this afternoon. Going from right to left, it will be FC Portugal, and left to right is the Nomads Premier. And after the 45-minute halves, if it's still tied, it'll be 2 10-minute periods, and then the penalty kicks if it's still tied in. On it now is Soares, driving it back. And a long ball down the right flank for Axelson. And that ball had too much pace on it. And the header there by Soares. Soares wants to work back with the soccer ball. From the stadium view, Langevin Productions, I'm Greg G.K. Porter. After we shift colors for all you sailors out there past and present. That ball now in the defensive half. The Nomads Premier out of their defensive third. We got a chance to see them in the semifinal game, and this is the guy who scored the goal to give him the victory. Diego Roviera takes another try at it, and he misses it, getting inside the back post. Roviera, who plays for the San Diego Sockers. And there's a bunch of players that play for other clubs that are playing in this championship match. So you're seeing quality soccer of the San Diego County Soccer League. Adult men's league action from 18 through the age of 35. And in the Masters division is the Olders. Looking for Rivera, the Nomads Premier. They can't get it to him. And on the ball there is Gaffa. And Gaffa comes out with it into space. That ball is put out a play on the near side touchline. It'll be a throw-in, as was knocked out by the Nomads Premier. On the near side, not working with a lot of area here because they've got the fence. And, of course, Raul Vieira is used to that, playing that indoor soccer. Two-time champions, San Diego Sockers. To throw it in on the near side. And it goes out of play. Nomads Premier with the throw in. With Scott Martin working it over in the corner. Martin now trying to get a pass into space, can't win it. But the header, nicely done by Godfrey. Godfrey on it now. Into space, work to the central with a distribution. Now they work along the left flank. Over to Shaligan. Shaligan pushes it up forward for a pass into the box. And it's knocked out quickly, protecting FC Portugal. 0-0 in the opening minutes of this 45-minute half. So get your beverage and your snack. Kick back and enjoy this one. Over here in the city of La Mesa, Junior Seau Sports Complex and Edco Field. The Nomads Premier with the set piece. First one so far of the match, the in-swinger, and no problem for Macedo. Paul had that one all wrapped up, coming off his line. The keeper for FC Portugal goes out of play. Along the far side touchline. Got a service into the central. And that's going to work against FC Portugal as they were offsides.
Hey, together, boys, together. Stick together with that.
Adam Runnigan is the center referee. Chris White, the linesman, and Eric Albelli. Work it over to Soares. Soares. Sabbats is there in the central. He doesn't get it. But the pass, looking for somebody in the interior, was intercepted by the Nomads Premier. On the right flank, Cordes on the run. Going to be a foul against Ryan Cordes. So free kick from the deep back for FC Portugal. Down their left flank. Off of a header quickly by Kingsley. Zach Kingsley wins the soccer ball in space. Takes a long blast. Try to beat the keeper, Jose Luna. And Kingsley not playing around. Former Rookie of the Year nominee for the Colorado Rapids, that is. The Major League Soccer. Dropped in the deep back for FC Portugal. Get it over to Macedo. Macedo down the right flank. And he was looking for Cardell, Dane Cardell. And he couldn't get to it. The ball had way too much pace on it. So after they throw it in, Nomads Premier. Working to the near side there, Godfrey. Godfrey up forward. Cross midfield. Now they want to drop it back. On their distribution down to central. It's intercepted now. Here's a quick long ball for Zach Kingsley. Kingsley now won't be able to get to it. As shepherding that soccer ball was Shane Walton away from Zach. Across midfield. And now the pass goes awry on the near side as they wanted to get that counterattack going over to number 5, Garrett Bartolotta. Or actually, that's, take that back. That is Scotty Martin. The throw-in for FC Portugal. Raul Vieira and Scott Martin is in the area. But on the near side, they're able to push that ball up to midfield. And now try to get a striker, Zach Kingsley, to run onto it. It had too much pace on it and is pushed out of play on the near side touchline, but it'll be a throw-in for FC Portugal. Try to keep the attack going. Sardina didn't want to go back to Soares, so up forward they go to Axelson. And then out wide now. Over to Sabitz. Sabitz up forward to Axelson. Axelson in the box. Drops it back, and he just misses teammate Cardell. So take it away, the Nomads Premier, and they go up the field quickly. Here's Scott Martin. Martin now able to get around one player. Martin weaving his way, and the central, and he gives it away. However, they get it back. Bartolotta. And they try to go to the back post, and that ball turns out to be a pass, and not being able to get to it is Roviera. 0-0 the score here in the first half. Greg G.K. Porter, happy to be with you, along with the man Jim Costa on the camera. The great Jim Costa Films on YouTube. Working here for Langevin Productions as we watch Nomads Premier down to Central to Bartolotta, and a save as Macedo is able to leap up. He tried to chip it over Paul's head, but Macedo was able to reach out and grab the soccer ball all the way down the field as they get it quickly started on their counterattack. FC Portugal in this 0-0 match. Sabitz drops it off. Along the right flank, they work to Axelson. And he distributes it back for a pass out wide, and it works over to Gaffa. Gaffa now, he's double teamed. Gaffa's trying to go after the soccer ball. He can't get to it. It's taken away, and quickly on the counterattack is Scotty Martin. Martin on the soccer ball. Martin on the run. Martin in the box. Martin still on it, and they take it away at the last moment. Scott Martin, a nice run, but they're able to get to the soccer ball, as it was Craig Tello making the move to interrupt the run of Scott Martin. And on the near side, it'll be a corner kick, though, for Nomads Premier. So nice job defensively, and they're able to get a quick counter, and it turns out to be a CK for them. Here's their set-piece try. Works out wide, and it will go to the other side of the touchline, the far side touchline, out of play, and they will give it away to FC Portugal in this 0-0 match, the championship match of the Kennedy Cup, San Diego County Soccer League. Towards midfield for Gaffa. He drops it back. Now off the carom, Gaffa gets it back. Justin Gaffa now, he's looking for Kingsley. He's got Kingsley on the near side, but getting over there quickly was Shane Walton. Walton, who has played well, he did so last week in his semifinal game, and so far he is up to the task this week. Into space. Now they got Soares. Kevin Soares now. A coach for Point Loma High School, and his pass to the interior as Axelson, but it was an offsides call. Soares over there at Point Loma High School along with Joey Silva and another teammate doing the coaching of the varsity team at Point Loma High School, the Pointers. On the near side, it goes out of play. The red line, as it goes into the white line, is actually the touch line. You have another interior line for the football games. FC Portugal in the jerseys of the great team, premier team. Draw it back. And onto the near side for Contreras. Contreras pushing up forward to Sardina. And then now into space, trying to maintain possession, and they finally work it out with it is Gaffa. Gaffa down the central to Kingsley. Kingsley back to Gaffa. Gaffa now draws it back. And they are on sides. They had to wait for Kingsley to get back on sides, and their offensive attack went awry. Nomads Premier with it in their own defensive third. Walton draws it back to Jose Luna. Luna plays a defender on another club team. In the duties today as the keeper, trying to win the championship of the Kennedy Cup. We got the Columbus Cup Championship right after this at Edco Field, Junior Seau Sports Complex. As that ball goes out of play, the far side touchline, it'll be a throw-in. The Nomads Premier, a soccer club that has lots of great history in San Diego. Nomads. Coming in now is Joey Silva, who runs this club, FC Portugal, number 20. 0-0 your score in this championship match. Going to play 45 minutes. Nomads Premier only had to play 30 over there at Grossmont High School last week. And working their way to this championship match. In his central, Nomads Premier looking for Bartolotta. And that ball kind of kicked back to him, but he couldn't get much on it. Bartolotta run down the central. Actually, take that back. There was Ryan Cottis. Ryan Cottis on that run down to central. Cottis up forward, number 2. Here's Cottis again. Over to Roviera. Roviera now to the central now. He works over to Antil. Strike by Antil out wide. Got a teammate there, and it's blocked. Nicely in his central. Matt McCausland was trying to get to it, and might have been a handball on the play. And a free kick. FC Portugal averting that offensive opportunity by the Nomads Premier. And that big one by Ryan Karras, who just couldn't get what he wanted on that shot. He was giving the team manager the credit, Garrett Bartolotta, but obviously he's been with this team for 14 years. He's got plenty of credit and deserves it. The Nomads Premier in their own half as they work up the field. Magnuson taken away by FC Portugal. Kept in on a nice play by Sterling. Barkless. In the back, Jose Luna, the keeper. Luna up forward, looking for Cottis. Cottis can't get to it. And so getting to it is Sardina, who pushes it across midfield. Zach Kingsley, that ball went by him. He would have loved to get a touch on it. But here's Roviera on a counterattack. Diego Roviera try to go out wide, and it caroms into the center defender, and he pushes it upfield, but intercepted by Godfrey. Godfrey bringing it back up to the 18-yard box, and no call by the CR. Center referee. Soares back upfield to Kingsley. Kingsley being marked by 2 players. He draws it back over to Silva, and then they work it back along the right flank, but testing that left defensive area, they can't go any further as they stiffen up back there. On the far side, Nomads Premier battling into space, pushing it across midfield. And then it went back into their own space now, and then again, they couldn't do anything with it. So in the deep back, they're able to push it upfield. FC Portugal. Both teams deadlocked in a 0-0 match here at Edco Field. The championship of the Kennedy Cup 2011. Nomads Premier with Matt McCausland, and McCausland is distribution to Antle, and he goes out wide. Up forward now as they work to Magnuson. Magnuson into space. Magnuson chasing it down. Magnuson can't get control of it as they play tough in their right defensive area, pushing it upfield. Now here's Antle. Antle under a lot of duress, but he's able to work it along the left flank. He's got his teammate there, and he takes a shot, but that's not a tough one for Macedo. And Paul Macedo for FC Portugal is going to work it out to the near side. Up forward, De Soares. Going to drop it back. Sardina. Sabbats. Barkless. Soares. Way too far for Kingsley. Shane Walton in the deep back. In the center. Central. Working across midfield on their counterattack. And a beautiful ball. That's all. Goal! Go, 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 goal! Scott Martin on the heel of his foot, beating the keeper, and it is 1-0. The Nomads Premier strike first. They did that last week. Able to ride it for the victory to get into the championship here of the Kennedy Cup 2011. Beautiful play by Scott Martin. Garrett Bartolotta is in the match, taking his spot. On the wide, FC Portugal. Now they know what they have to do. Plenty of time, though, in this match. But they've got the marker on the board that they have to try and go for to extend this game, or to have a chance to equal it up and then potentially win it. On the near side, it goes out of play. Jose Luna. And substitutions now for FC Portugal as Victor Axelson is coming out. Cisco Contreras is now into the match, and also is Jonathan Sardina. It's actually Jonathan Zarida. Sardina, the header. The Nomads Premier. A touch by Roviera. He goes down, and it's going to be a free kick. Magnuson going out wide, and that ball ends up onto the foot of a FC Portugal player, and then they push it all the way back to the keeper, Macedo. Going along the right flank, and that ball is going to go out of play. 0-0, or 1-0 the score here in the first half. We'll take a break. From the stadium camera, the stadium view camera, we're going to throw it in. as you see Nomads Premier from the far side touchline. We don't get to work with the Stadium View camera as much as we would like, but there are select soccer matches that we do work with the and obviously we've got some of the younger kids that we don't need the Stadium View camera. Mostly the olders now. We get that for just about every match. Nomads Premier down to Central, and just a little bit too much on it as Macedo able to make the save. And the header has not been able to get to it is Cisco Contreras. Sterling Barkis, if I mention his name in any other way, it's number 12. He's on the near side for FC Portugal. And a strike that time by Bartolotta, who was actually into the match. Soares, back. Want to go along the right flank. If you're back up to the central, his right defender, they're just working their passing game. Down to central, way too much for Cisco Contreras to get to that one. Winds all the way to Luna. Luna and his team leading 1-0 here in the first half. A hard shot to Soares, and he pushed it up forward and only ended up back now to the right flank. And here is Contreras. Contreras gets two players. He beats them. Contreras, and now that ball goes out of play. Cisco Contreras with a run for FC Portugal. And now it's going to be a CK, the measure of his effort there along the right flank. As FC Portugal now tries to tie up the match here in the Championship 1 of the Kennedy Cup. Contreras off the header and went to his teammate. He couldn't do anything with it, pushing it back past the goal line. Contreras body on him that time and didn't get the kind of header he would have liked to have. Jose Luna, the keeper, with it, and a substitution on the near side as Matthew Areba comes into the match, I believe for the first time. Nomads Premier, number 7 in red 7. Luna up to central, couple of players 50-50 in it, and it winds up to FC Portugal, and they push it up forward to Contreras, and then Soares got a touch, but Shane Walton is strong there in the central as they take it away from him. Nomads Premier with it in his central up forward, and they were looking for Garrett Bartolotta, and he couldn't get to it. Too much pace on it. Now here's Barkis. Barkis to a teammate. That was Soares. Soares dropping it back, and he worked the distribution to the right side of their attack. And they'll do right back to the central, the Soares. A lot of these players have played lots of soccer in their day. As the man just striking a soccer ball, Elliot Savitz, St. Lawrence, New York, all the way up forward. Now into space, that was Zarita, San Diego City College, and that ball goes out of play. But it was an offsides call, first and foremost. So free kick, Nomads Premier. Up the central, Nomads Premier. Deep defender, right defense. Trying to go up the right flank, intercepted though. Nice job done by Savitz. He's looking for Barkis. He didn't get it, but Soares has it. Soares into space. Paul works it back. Elliot Savitz. Back to the central and then off to the right flank from Tello. And then now it's intercepted. Nicely done as they've got something going here. And a save as it hits the post. Paul Macedo. Caught us. A nice run and a good shot, but not good enough to put it in the net. But it was a tough angle anyway. It was marked up pretty good. Kennedy back, and they're able to win that soccer ball and push it all the way upfield. But right there was Godfrey. Godfrey finds a player into space, and now they work it at Roviera. And Roviera was bumped there and couldn't control the soccer ball. But it's okay, because it was, for him, it was knocked out by Sardina. Garrett Bartolotta. Roviera in a corner. Swings it back to Matt McCausland. McCausland works it back to Bartolotta. Bartolotta finds Godfrey. Godfrey want to switch it to the far side of the field. Shaligan. Try to go up that left flank. They took it away, and then he get it back, and he goes down. And no call, and he knocked it out of play. And Shaligan not happy, and a number of players for Nomads Premier. Center referee. And he is talking to one of the players for FC Portugal. Got him a little warning there. Jose Garcia. Used to play for Mesa College. He might still play for Mesa College. In this 1-0 match, the championship here at Edco Field, Junior Seau Sports Complex. The touch by McCausland. And now here's a ball all the way to Contreras, and he's not happy. He's not happy. But it'll go for naught, as it is still 1-0. Nomads Premier. Contreras will have to try it again. And his teammates. Soares now weaving his way through the central, getting it over to Sardina, driving that forward. Here's Barkas. Sterling Barkas looking for Contreras, and he won't get to it. Way too much pace on it. He pursues it anyway. Shane Walton after the keeper Luna realized Contreras wasn't quitting. There's a bump on the near side. No call, and a save by Macedo. Diego Roviera was trying to make a move, and according to the center referee, legally bumped the defender. He still had his soccer ball, but Macedo able to stay strong off his line and make the save, keeping it a 1-0 match. Shane Walton up from the back. Walton tried to make the run, and he's in the box now. Shane Walton goes down. Or was he in the box? And it is a penalty shot. Shane Walton coming up from the back, making a run. He snuck up on him through the central and was able to hold onto the soccer ball long enough to draw the foul. (1-0), the Nomads Premier trying for a goal that will put him in a driver's seat in this match. Ryan Cottis, who nearly scored earlier. It's always the advantage of the striker in a world of football. Ball with the geometric designs. World's most famous sport. Ryan Cottis scores, and it's a goal! Go, 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 goal! Cottis, and it is now 2-0 for the Nomads Premier, getting the penalty shot and a finish. But all that work was done by Shane Walton, working his way through the belly of FC Portugal, drawing the foul in the box. So 2-0 for the white with the Nomads across their jerseys. And the FC Portugal now have a lot of work to do. Still a lot of time in the match, but it can't give up plays like this over the top of the net. by Caras. Bid for his second goal of the match. Could be a tale of two halves, though, as we've seen it in the world of football. The one F-U-T-B-O-L. That's why I mentioned there's a lot of time still left, but they're down 2-0. FC Portugal. Let's see if they can come up with some plays for Contreras up forward. We mentioned any substitutions. We will mention them as they touch that soccer ball out there on the pitch. Of FC Portugal now in their own defensive half with Soares dropping it back. Central defense, and then on now to their side as they want to try it down the left flank. Sardina able to carry him the soccer ball up to Contreras. He's going to use his speed. He's going to try to beat Walden, but Walden shows his speed. And is it a penalty shot? Is it a penalty shot? It is for FC Portugal. As Contreras showing his speed, he victimizes the man who victimized his team on the run. So you might want to call him Cisco the Kid that time, as he's able to beat Shane Walton. And let's see, can they finish against Jose Luna, the keeper? If they do so, they'll cut the lead in half. Pedro Contreras, the brother of Cisco, who made the great run. It's his advantage. Can he finish? Huiamaca College. Pedro Contreras, a nice strike to the right of the goal and to the left of the keeper Luna. And it's a goal! Go, 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 goal! 2-1. Victor Contreras, just like Shane Walton had done the work to allow Caras to put it in the back of the net. Victor Contreras helped out his brother, Pedro, to put it in the back of the net, and his team to cut the lead in half. It is 2-1. Becoming more and more exciting here in this championship match of the Kennedy Cup. Men's Adult League action, San Diego County Soccer League. Jim Costa on a camera. And I'm Greg G.K. Porter for Langevin Productions. Watching a dandy so far here in the first half. The dark team, FC Portugal, just scoring, and now they go to counterattack with Contreras, but that was too high, the young man. And all the way back as they're going to have to defend. And here's Caras, and he couldn't finish that time. That would have been a tough play, though, to finish if you're Ryan Caras. But he had a nice run, though, but not good enough to be able to beat FC Portugal. As they cut off the angle and going back the other way, as Contreras showing his speed. It was the danger thing that had to be dealt with for the Nomads premier as he pushed that danger against Shane Walton. And he was able to get the penalty shot, the foul in the box. Luna up to Central off the header. Caras trying to get it back. He did, but he couldn't control it. Contreras in the back going down. And it'll be a free kick. FC Portugal down 2-1 here in the first half. The first 45 of this 90-minute match. Driven up the central, the header. Back the other way for the Nomads Premier, but they give it away. Zarida, and then he works it out wide. Zarida getting the pass, going back out wide, trying to soften up that left defense, but didn't work out. A little bit too far. In the central. Elliot Sabbits. Sabbits over to Tello. Craig Tello now. Tello, a member of this team for 14 years. Or FC Portugal in whatever scenario it's been in. Trying to work to Contreras up forward for FC Portugal. Contreras very dangerous, and he marks himself up well. Looking for the big play. Working for the big play for FC Portugal on the near side. Dave Dawson. Had a good time with him prior to the game, as he was here early. The Soares working up forward to Sabbits. Sabbits under a lot of pressure. Sabbits gets a return pass from Soares, but he gave it away. But they get it back. Looking for a handball was Zarida, and he got it. Could be a free kick. So now here's an opportunity to try to even up the score in this match. Down 2-1 before halftime. Contreras, Pedro with a free kick. Which way will he go with his distribution of the soccer ball? Contreras down the central, trying to beat Luna, who might not have been able to get to the soccer ball. If he could have got a carom, one of his teammates, but it didn't work out that way. And now going down a Nomads Premier player. But he gets back up. Brian Corres. Corres, Roviera. Distribution into the central at midfield. And now Bartolata. As they work down the central with it. The Corres. Corres off the carom, and he just couldn't quite get Walton. But Walton is in the area, and he can't get the pass. He was looking for that pass from Diego Roviera, and he didn't get it. Went behind him. The Nomads Premier in their own half as they reduce the size of the field. And it carom, and it goes all the way back to Macedo. And no problem. Plenty of time and space over to Dawson. Dawson with time and space works it upfield. As they draw it back to Dawson. Dawson too far, too short of Contreras. So on the near side, Bartolata under a lot of pressure. And it goes out of play. He ran out of real estate on the near side. So it'll be a throw-in as Dawson will take it. FC Portugal. A couple of players coming in. The Nomads Premier. They keep the fresh players in this match. Ryan Penton. I believe it was Matt McCausland also who came in. 16 and 13. Penton up forward. Remember him from last week. Did a lot of good work for his club. Soares into space. Got time. Gets it over to Contreras. Contreras now, after a return, doesn't get the pass. So they take it away, and they go up to central now. Roviera. He's dropped back to midfield in this game as the Nomads Premier has measured up what the FC Portugal has tried to do with different players in different spots. Walton now playing up forward. And it may be just a function they want to try to get that offense going. Certain situations, Magnuson at and it just goes by Penton. and past the goal line. Penton would have loved to run onto that soccer ball. And Dawson says, yeah, maybe next time. Dave Dawson standing right next to it for FC Portugal. Here they go, down the right flank. Here's Contreras. Contreras now chasing after the soccer ball, can't get it. Matt McCausland and company upfield. Roro Vieira, they work out wide, and a deflection. Past the goal line by Craig Tello. Protecting into space, it'll be a CK. Matt McCausland will take the CK. And officially about the third CK of the match for the Nomads Premier. On a bending ball, it went up high, but punching it out of danger was Paul Macedo. His body was going backwards, and he was able to punch it out of danger. If he doesn't get to the soccer ball, it would be danger offensively or defensively for FC Portugal. And an advantage for the all-white of the Nomads Premier after the next CK. And it goes to the other side of the field now. Touched by FC Portugal. But this time a throw-in for Ryan Penton. Penton up in the air. Coming off his line is Macedo. But a strike by Roviera, and he just could not get it past the players that were standing there protecting against that near post. He wanted to bend that ball and beat Macedo. Not to be. Contreras on the near side, Dawson. Dawson up forward, pass intercepted. Now he's got to return back. And Contreras in the center of the defense, they're able to push it all the way down for a counterattack. Roviera down the right flank. Off to Karam, he finds a teammate in Smith. Smith's pass intercepted. Walton tries to get it, but he can't. But it's still in the defensive half, defensive third. And now they work it out of their defensive third to midfield. Contreras off of a Karam. He was trying to get it over to Cardell, and it didn't get to him. Throw in, Penton. Working down to the final moments here. And that is the end of the first half of action. With the score, the Nomads Premier 2 and FC Portugal 1. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment. Going from left to right here in this last 45 minutes, unless it ends up tied, is going to be FC Portugal. And going from right to left is the Nomads Premier. 2-1 in favor of the Nomads Premier. Ryan Caras scored on a penalty shot. And earlier before that, it was Scott Martin. Of course, the penalty shot was by virtue of Shane Walton, who ran up from the back down to central and drew the foul in the box. And then Contreras, Cisco Contreras, did the same thing, and his brother was able to finish with a goal, Pedro Contreras, to give him the lone goal of this match. Here in the Kennedy Cup 2011, here at the Junior Seau Sports Complex. Great Junior Seau played for the San Diego Chargers and then the New England Patriots. and more than likely he's going to be in the Hall of Fame real soon. The middle linebacker, great prowess. The Chargers. Soares, who is properly pronounced Soares, as Soares a little bit too much, so we'll go with Soares. Wow, they're coming over and let me know that. Well, that took Soares from what was told to me from the beginning. The ball goes out of play. Trying to keep it in was Soares. Pedro Contreras after the header, and then getting up high and bringing it. It got brought right back down to Zach Kingsley. It's 2-1 match. Just trying to stab at it there was Areba, but he didn't get it. So FC Portugal continue with his soccer ball upfield. Trying to bend that ball over to Cisco Contreras. He couldn't get to it. It's going to be a free kick. Nomads Premier. After the foul. Vieira, member of the San Diego Sockers, number 11. And it goes wide. What a wonderful year they had to win a championship again. Playing up there at the Del Mar Fairgrounds complex, newly built for soccer. He said they're getting more and more fans coming to the matches here in their second year. In the central, now here's Vieira. Nice ball forward over to Walton. Walton's shot is at an off angle, and no problem for Macedo. Dropping it down to Pedro Contreras, and he didn't know that Vieira was lurking right near him. That could have been a big play. Going the other way. Didn't work out. But no doubt that Vieira will be continuing to put pressure on anybody in his area to try to get to that soccer ball, because he has the ability to play well, as was shown last week in his semifinal. But he's got a bunch of teammates that have played well in this match in support of Garrett Bartolotta squad. And a save by Macedo. Paul is able to get to that soccer ball. Keep his team down by only one on the near side. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Nomads Premier. Nomad Soccer, one of the great all-time clubs in San Diego County. Representing the world's most famous sport of football. Ball with the geometric designs. Here's Vieira. Vieira on a nice run after getting the pass from Walton. Vieira still on it. Drops it back, and his teammate able to get to it, but then he gives it away. Contreras. FC Portugal on a long ball. Looking for Cisco Contreras, and he's not going to be able to get to it by virtue of his height that time. He would have loved to have been able to get to that soccer ball, but it wasn't going to work out, as Scotty Martin, taller, able to get to it first. On the near side of Nomads Premier with Matt McCausland. McCausland switching it to the far side. The run down to Central is interrupted as Ben Antill trying to make that move, but they stiffen up in the defensive third to get it away from after the throw-in. Antle going back out wide, but that ball taken away. Smith going after it, though, putting pressure along his right flank. It goes out of play. And the Nomads Premier knocking it out, or touching it out lastly, so it's going to be a throw-in. Dawson will throw it in. Player going down for FC Portugal. I believe that was Kingsley. Yeah, it was. Zach Kingsley in the space. Soares. Taken away. Here's Walton. Walton now is going to get it to his teammate. Penton, and he finishes. A goal! Go, 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 go. Ryan Penton able to give him the 3-1 lead off the feed from Shane Walton. And he and his teammate do a little premier dance, as you see there, premier movement. Showing that they put that ball in the back of the net. Nothing but gold on the play. 3-1. Big play that time. Now, will it hurt FC Portugal in this match to a point where they lose it? Or will they be able to come back from it? Riviera, and he finishes. What a shot by Diego Riviera. Goal! Go, 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 goal! So Riviera gets a goal now, and it is 4-1. Two quick goals, and that really hurts FC Portugal. And a yellow card. The Riviera, as he took off his shirt there. Ryan Penton into the match now. And Garrett Bartolotta into the match for the Nomads Premier. And they are rolling high right now. Rolling well and rolling high as like a big truck. Big tires. Over the stresses of this match. But can they win it? Or does FC Portugal have a way of finding a way to tie this matchup, but not the way they're playing lately? You could say it's over. And it's a goal on a deflection that time. Waited for a second to see if it's going to count, and it did. 5-1 now. I believe that was Areba off the deflection. And out has got out of hand for the Nomads Premier in this match towards winning it. And the mindset of FC Portugal, they giving up 5. And the offense here in the second half, 3 straight goals in rapid fashion. But they didn't get to the championship match without the ability to play well. And can they still do that and cut into the lead? Or is it just going to be too much? In the world of soccer, it usually is when you have 5 goals. And ball knocked out of play. But in this San Diego County Soccer League, both teams have been good sports for the most part. All throughout the league, most of the teams are. There's a lot of hostility in men's adult soccer. The header by Penton. Walton trying to get to it, could not. Penton to Walton. They didn't want to be offside. And Areba, who played for Paris club, Paris named club over in England. Number 7 out there on the pitch, leading 5-1 as they have put 3 goals on the board here in the second half. And what was a close match is now not close at all, 5-1. And at this level, usually that spells disaster if you're trying to catch up. But you never know. Sometimes things happen and you're right back in the match. FC Portugal are going to need some of those things to happen if they want to get back into this match. There's a lot of time still left here in the second half. But they're going to need some plays in the box. Going to need maybe some penalty shots. And that's a lot of work. Watching the Langevin Productions, Greg G.K. Porter, along with Jim Costa, the great Jim Costa Films, on YouTube. Does a lot of work filming for us here, Langevin Productions. And has had a lot of experience behind the camera, and that one goes awry. Shane Walton a bid to try to get a goal. Paul Macedo, a lot of work here in the second half. Found himself trying to do whatever to keep that ball out of the net and hasn't been able to do it with 3 shots in the back of the net. And they weren't his fault either. Just great plays. The CK, and he gets up high and makes the save. That is unofficially the 7th corner kick of the match. FC Portugal pushing it all the way down. Luna getting it started back upfield. Walton. And a decision by the Nomads Premier to put Shane Walton up top has really changed this game around. He was playing in the back the early part of the match, but he's been playing up forward, and it has really created a lot of problems. Areba now on a left flank. Slows it up. Time and space for his service. The header outside of the box and up over the top of the net. On a shot there by Nick Magnuson. On the near side. Nick, this team 8th corner kick of the match, and it's going to go awry. Their big try and add a 6th goal. Macedo getting it started. FC Portugal as they want to go up the field. Working that time hard was David Smith. And he is going to get a free kick. And if you're FC Portugal, you need to get out of your own defensive half. You got to start playing in the other guy's half. And if you don't do that, you're going to have a hard time catching up in this match. And you might give up some more goals. The midfielders are going to have to play better, and they're having a hard time doing that. And a control by the Nomads Premier, playing more of the way they did last week. They didn't have the goals to show for it. They controlled that soccer ball quite well in that semifinal match. Goes out of play along the far side touchline. Will be a throw-in. Pedro Contreras in the space. Soares works out wide. And now getting it. Soares up to Contreras. Cisco Contreras going to work out wide. Going to try to position himself for a return feed. Soares takes a blast just over the top of the net. Luna. Did he touch the soccer ball? And I guess not. And he's going to go after it. We'll take a break. It is 5-1. Nomads Premier. Jose Luna. His team down by 4 here in the second half. Junior Seau Sports Complex. A beautiful day here in April. This weekend has not felt like April. Zach Kingsley just couldn't get it inside the far post. He nearly was able to beat Luna and make it 5-2. Nice run by Kingsley and a very good shot, but not good enough to put the second goal on the board. And that's what they're going to need. They need to put it in the back of the net. They have to connect, and they have plenty of time, but they're going to have to cut into the lead pretty soon with a couple of goals in order to have even a thought of coming back and tying it up. Contreras, here's Soares. Soares has time and space. He's weaving his way to the goal! Go, 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 goal! Kevin Soares puts it in the back of the net, and it is now 5-2. Still a 3-goal lead for the Nomads Premier, but a nice play by Kevin Soares, the varsity coach for Point Loma High School, the Pointers. One of the coaches. So Kevin Soares gets on aboard, former San Francisco State player, number 77, and gives a little mental better outlook for FC Portugal. They're still down by 3 goals, but this level, and you're in the championship, you have the ability to put it in the back of the net. You have the ability to play well, and the Nomads Premier have to be careful. Still have a lot of time left in this match. But they do have a 3-goal lead. They can't get what you would say careless. FC Portugal now, because they're going to still continue to work. But back up the field as they do their counterattack. Working it over to Areba, who's already scored a goal in this match. Roviera, who's already scored a goal in this match. And getting it now to Caras, who scored a goal. And no problem for the keeper, Macedo. And Paul slingshotting it out. He was looking for Sardina, and he fell down and lost the soccer ball. Here's Roviera. Roviera now into the box. Roviera trying to get the soccer ball back, and he can't. Kingsley standing tough in his space. Back up the field to Soares. Kevin Soares now trying to look for Cisco Contreras, and he gets a nice bounce. Here's Contreras. He has the speed. Contreras stops it. Contreras now trying to beat 2 defenders. He finds his teammate and a goal! Go, 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 goal! Elliot Sabbats from Cisco Contreras. And he gets the goal, and it is 5-3. And carelessness can hurt you. Beautiful give and go that time, and a mindset by Cisco Contreras to work with his striker, who was right there in the central to beat the keeper, Luna, and they are now back into the match. It is 5-3. Who would have thought that they would be back in the match, only 2 goals down, because there's still plenty of time here in the second half. If you didn't catch me, I mentioned it in the first half. It can be a tale of 2 halves. And the half has belonged to the white and red. But they got 3 goals very quickly within a few minutes of each other. Can FC Portugal do the same thing? Soares goes down, draws the foul, and it'll be a free kick. I mentioned numerous times here, if you're FC Portugal, you got to have the touches, got to control the soccer ball, and they're starting to do it a little bit more here. Luna. Into the central. Maybe if they were playing another team, Nomads Premier, the game would be even worse than it is. But they're playing a team that made it to the championship match. So they have the skills, they have the ability to come back. And they've displayed it in this match. Hope you're enjoying the beverage and a snack, because it's getting good now. As over into space, Nomads Premier trying to win it. They can't hold on to it. Kingsley, give and go. Work it out wide. Distribution now in their own deep back. With Jose Garcia, time and space. Works it over to Zarida. Zarida now. His teammate after a touch, Savitz, who scored the goal. And, oh, that was pretty dangerous that time as Victor Axelson trying to get to the soccer ball. And thankfully, he didn't strike Shane Walton that time. The throw in by Barkas. Sterling Barkas. The header as they stiffen up in the central. But plenty of time and space. They work it up forward to Zarida. Out wide, Sardina. And that pass was intercepted as he tried to go down the central. Intercepted by Matt McCausland. Nice play. Zarida. Soares. Down the left flank. Trying to test that right defense. They're able to win it in the deep back and push it upfield. Penton tried to get to it. The ref says play on, and now there'll be a foul and maybe a card, and there is. Zach Kingsley worked for that one, and he got it. Foul. And the Nomads Premier, free kick. They still have the lead, 5-3 here in this championship of the Kennedy Cup. Junior Seau Sports Complex, Edco Field, in the afternoon. And a beautiful weekend in Southern California, particularly here in San Diego. The service into the 18-yard box, interrupted. Roviera in the air, but he can't bring it down to his teammate. So Barkas wins it, pushes it up forward, but Axelson can't hold on to it. And now tries to mark up. And Ardeba throws it in to Roviera. Distributes it to the central, but that pass was behind his teammate. And it goes out of play to far side. Touchline will be a throw-in. Nomads Premier still working in the defensive third. Into the corner for Penton. Penton work it back upfield. They'd like to get another one to kind of take a little bit of that go-for-it starch out of the FC Portugal squad. And that ball down to central, too far. So Jose Garcia gets it. Pushes it upfield. He's got Axelson, who's going to try to go out wide, and it's too much for Cisco Contreras. Cisco Contreras tried to get to it, and he could not. Axelson tried to bend it back towards him, but it had too much pace on it. The throw in by the Nomads Premier out of their own half. Try to go forward. Well, working hard over there is again, as he has all game long, is Billy Sardina. FC Portugal now with it. Continuing to try to go forward. Down by 2. The turn to Axelson. He stops the soccer ball nicely. He looks for his teammate on a give and go that time to Contreras. He didn't get to it. And they try to go up the field now. And Kingsley is able to stop Pinton. Pinton was going to get to that soccer ball, and it would have been 1v1 with a keeper. But Zach Kingsley able to stop him. Kingsley showing his physicality at times. Has to watch out. He's got a yellow card, and back up the field as Cisco Contreras can't get to it. Roviera now with his soccer ball down to Central. Which way will he go with it? He's going to go to the near side, over to Ariba. Ariba with plenty of time and space. Going to take it to the corner. Matthew Ariba, he'll pass, and he was hoping that they would knock it past the goal line, and they did. Or actually, it went past the goal line off of his foot. He had the right idea, but it did not work out. The goal kick. And that's the end of the match. And it turns out to be a championship for the Nomads Premier. One of the 2 Nomads teams playing here this afternoon in a championship. And the first one in Premier wins it 5-3. On a virtue of 3 goals in rapid fashion. And trying to answer with that was FC Portugal, but it was too late, and they still were down by 2, and they could not tie it up. Good game, good match in the San Diego County Soccer League for both teams. And they've had a wonderful season, but the hardware is going to go to the Nomads Premier, one of the great clubs in San Diego County. Youth soccer, and they're showing it again here on the men's adult side of things. And so get the hardware 5-3 the final score. Stick with us. We'll try to get some interviews. If we cannot, it's only because the next match, we've got to cover that one. But congratulations to the Nomads Premier and the finalists, FC Portugal. I'm back here with Garrett Bartolotta, and Garrett, just talk about this match and just the way the whole season's gone for you guys.
Well, the season's been, it was kind of like this match. You know, started off a little slow, doing well. You know, we got the goal to go ahead, let the teams come back, you know, kind of falter in the standings a little bit, and then, you know, pick it up at the end of the season, do well enough for, I guess, second place in the league, now our 3rd straight Kennedy Cup championship.
You guys had some great goals in this game to start it off with Martin, Scotty Martin, and just the way you guys played in the second half, early in the second half, to take charge of the game was just wonderful. It had to make you feel proud.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when we play the way we know how to play, when we slow the game down and we keep the ball, you know, there are few teams that can keep up with us in this league, as you saw today.
Well, you know, it's one of those things, you know, when you put a bunch of goals on and then you're leading 5-1, but what is the mental process that you have to do in order to finish it out? There's some teams that will squander a 5-1 lead and ended up, you know, maybe going into overtime.
Well, I mean, exactly as it happened in this game, we kind of slowed down, we got lazy, and we let them slip a couple goals in to, you know, to close the game out. But, you know, in the end, we were sitting on enough of a cushion that it didn't really matter, I guess.
Hey, Garrett, you're going to have a lot of these guys back next year?
Absolutely, and even a few more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck to your keeper. I know he hurt himself. Talk a little bit about that early in the season.
That was actually just about 3 weeks ago. Matt Kessler through ball went a little bit long. Keeper came out. Their forward, it wasn't a dirty play, but it was a reckless play on the forward's part. Any reasonable player would have known he wasn't going to get there. Would have tried to maybe poke the ball away and then jump out of the tackle. And he decided to go right through. He caught Matt Kessler right below the shin guard, snapping his leg in half. I mean, Joe Theismann style. And he had surgery. He's got a titanium plate in there, so I think his leg will be good to go from here on out. He's not going to break that one again.
All right, well, we got a championship to do. The other Nomads squad right after this game that you've got through playing, and good luck. You may see these guys again in the championship next year.
Oh, absolutely. We probably will. They're a good side.
Thanks for everything, Garrett, and good luck in the future. And that's going to do it right here from Etco Field, where you saw the final score was 5-3. The Nomads premier over FC Portugal in this men's adult league game, the San Diego County Soccer League, the Kennedy Cup. I'm Greg Porter, Greg GK Porter, for Jim Costa on the camera, saying take care of yourself as always, God bless, and save this one on your hard drive. Bye now.